はい、皆さんこんばんは。12月29日水曜日、
Natsukiと
ゆうきの Make it
Make it possible! イ
possible!
エーイいい感じ。
はい、今年最後の放送です。
本当ですね。あっという間に
はい、
終わってしまいますね。
びっくりですね。
いや、本当ですね。いや、
うん、
なんかでも日本はそろそろあれですよね、仕事納めとかですよね。
そうですね、今日あたり仕事納めの方が多いんじゃないでしょうか。
ですよね。私
うん、
たち韓国の語学堂、なんと最後まであるんです。
なんか正月休みないっぽいですね。
あ、正月休みは一応ある、2日。
え、短っ。
うん。でも2日、土日ある。
普通に土日ではないですか、それは。正月休みじゃないね、やっぱり。
そうなんですよ。
うん。
そもそもお正月っていうのが、やっぱり旧暦の方が大きいらしいんですよね。
やっぱり旧正月
う
2月の
ん。
方が皆さんなんかちゃんとお正月しますね。
そうそうそうそうそうそう。逆にその辺の方がお店とかは開いてないらしいです。
なんか
うん。
日本だと旧正月って全然ですもんね。
いや、全然ですよね。でも最近なん
うん。
か結構、なんか、いろいろとスピリチュアルとか、なんかいろいろ流行ってるじゃ
あ
ないですか。そう
あ、
すると
はいはいはい。
結構2月の方で、
うん。
新年のお参りをするっていう人もたまに見かけます。
なるほど。風
うん。
水とかね。
あ、そうそうそうそうそうそうそう
うん。
そう。うん。
まあ、IT 系的には、やっぱり旧正月というと、こう、サーバーとかパソコンが、こう、輸入できなくて、ものすごく仕事が遅れるっていうイメージはあります。
なるほど。で、だっ
うん。
てこの間来てくれた私のホームステイしてたオンニとかも誕生日がね、
うん。
旧暦だったりとか、
はい
毎
はい。
年誕生日が変わるとか、とても不便ですよね。
ですね。なかな
ね
か、
え。
どこに合わせていったものやら。
うん、カレンダーがないと
うん。
自分の誕生日がわからないってい
大変だ、それ。
う。ねえ。
うん。
うん。なんかね、だから、うん、でもまあ、ね、休みがあったらいいなとも思いつつも、あとちょっ
うん。
としか韓国ないからなんかね、普通に楽しみたいなって思います。
確かに。
うん。
ねえ。いつ頃日本に戻ってこられるんですか？
一応、2月の
うん。
中旬ぐらいの予定ですけど、
うんうんうん。
でもどうなるんでしょうね。この隔離っていうのがまたあると思うから、結局世に出れるのはいつかなみたいな。
確かに。ち
う
ょっとね、ま
ん。
たコロナ関係が怪しくなってきましたね。オミ
ねえ、
クロン株感染者も
どう
ちょっ
なんでしょうね。
と増えてきました。
これ帰れないとかあるんですかね。
どうですか？さすがに日本国籍の人は帰ってこられるんじゃないかと思ってますけどね。
ねえ、
うん。
どうなんでしょうね。まあちょっと伸びるから全然いいですけどね。とか
そうですね。まあまあ
ね
まあまあ、楽しんでいるから
え。
大丈夫だと思いますけど、
ねえ。
今日ね、また感染者数が日本だと70人超えてきまして、徐
でも
々に拡大
全然まだ少
傾向。
ないですよね。ま、そうですね。
まあね。
倍々になっちゃう
うん。
とね、またどんどん
そうです
進んでっちゃい
ね。
ますよね。
韓
なんか
国どうですか？
韓国はどう
うん。
なんだろう、人数的には、ま、増えてるとは思うんですけど、
うん。
そんなになんか私は数字をあんまり見てないので、ちょっと正直わからないんですが、今日中国人の子とご飯に行っ
うん。
てて、で、中国は28日間も隔離しないといけないらしいですよ。
長いですね。
中国は
そんなに必要でしたっけ？隔離。
いや、どうなんでしょうね。
ね。
それだけ危険なんじゃないですか？出ちゃう人は出ちゃうんじゃないですか？う
なんとも
ん。
言い難い感じになってますね。
ね、だから国によってその対策がね、全然違うし。
うん。
でもやっぱり日本ってやっぱりある意味やっぱ緩いなと思いますね。なんか、ないじゃないですか、アプリとかもまだないし、一応あ
そうです
って
ね。
も、ね、みんながやってなきゃいけないってわけではないし、もう韓国は
うん。
もう絶対にやんなきゃいけないっていうものを、もう空港で登録させられたりとか、保険証でも絶対に受けなきゃいけないとか、受けないと何々できませんとか、
うんうん
ほんと
うん。
受けてないとできることほとんどないです。
なるほど。
うん。
日本は緩いですね。あんまりそういうのないです。
ねえ。海外旅行行けるようになったとしても、多分行って何もできない人が多分結構いると思います。
うんうんうん
うー
うん。
ん。
難しい
ね、
ですね。ちゃんと情報をゲットしてないと何もできないっていう。
そうです
うーん。
ね。でもその場その場でね、ほんとコロナってほんとに ちょくちょく変わっていくから、それにね、対応できるやっぱり言語力って結構大事だなと思います。
ですね。やっぱり言葉がわからないと、なんか大事な情報を取り逃がしてしまうので、ちょっと怖いですよね。
そう、一応なんか通訳さんじゃないけど、助けてくれる人がやっぱりいるんですけど、正直その人の日本語がわかんなかったりするんですよ。
厳しい。
そう。だから、やっぱり、ね、みんなやっぱ通訳だったりとか、翻訳だったりとかをすごい頼りにしたりする人っているけど、やっぱりある程度は自分でわかるようになっておかないと、何が違うのかとかもわからないから、本当危険だなと思います。
確かに。そういう意味でもやっぱり言葉の壁というかね、なんか自分の安全のために言葉って知っておいた方がいいんでしょうね。
そうですね。聞いてわかるぐらいまでね、やっぱり持っていといた方がいいんじゃないかなと思いますね。
確かに。
ね、
どうですか？韓国語はもうだいぶわかるようになりましたか？
その、日常の中で、クラスの英語だったらほぼわかるようになりました。
すごい。
でも、やっぱりそのドラマとか、知らない文法が出てきたりとか、すごい、なんか、カジュアルな方が多分私たち難しいんですよ。文法通りの方が分かりやすいというか。
どうしてもやっぱり他の国の言葉を覚えるときってそうなりがちですね。
だからその辺はなんとなくわかるけど、やっぱりちょっとなんかね、ナチュラルに逆になっちゃってるのとかは、ってなったりします。
それはわかる気がします。日本語もそうですよね。あんまり崩れてるとわかんないし、方言とかもわかんないし。
確かに。逆にすごい丁寧な言葉を使われるとわかんない時も韓国語はある。やっぱりその敬語っていうのがあったりするから、今は敬語を習ったから、敬語で言ってくださってるんだなっていうのはわかるようになったけど、最初、何ですかみたいな。
なるほど。
普通に喋ってくれませんかみたいな感じだけど、それが多分ね、こっちの人たちは普通だから、お客様に対しての。だから、ね、やっぱり難しいなって思っちゃいました、最初は。
確かにね。いやなかなかこう言葉を別に壁とは思わないですけども、なんかこう国の文化もひっくるめて覚えなきゃいけないなっていう気はしますよね。
文化めっちゃ大事だと思います。やっぱり教科書にも文化出てきてますもん。
さんちゃんこんばんは。こんばんは。
お元気ですか？ねえ、いつもありがとうございます。
そうです。ありがたいです。なんか私今日喋りっぱなしなんですよ。
いや、でもそれがね、見えないからね、ほんと落ち着いてるからね、いつもね。
いやいやね、朝5時からラジオやって、岡山県で講演会をしてから戻ってきてこの番組なので、大変なことになってます。はい。そんなわけで今日のゲストですが。
はい。今日はうちのフォニックス筋トレで、卒業した人たち向けに英会話コースをやっているんですけども、その英会話の専属講師をしてくださっているプレッシャー先生が来てくれます。
おー、素晴らしい。じゃあ早速お呼びしてみましょうか。
はい。
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 はい。登場いただきました。プレッシャー先生です。
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Will you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, everyone. My name is Precious from the Philippines, and I'm excited to be here today. I am a nurse by profession. I am registered here in the Philippines as well as in the US.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah. Any questions for her, Yuki?
So today we met first time.
That's right.
So I'm so exciting. Where are you born?
Where am I located right now?
Yeah.
I live in Luzon, which is the upper part of the Philippines, particularly in Subic, Zambales.
Oh, I see.
It's a place where there are beautiful beaches all over.
Oh,
If you're thinking about the Philippines, think about Subic.
Oh, really?
It's a really good.
Most pictures are from your area?
Yes. There are a lot of islands you can visit, and the people are very nice, and we know each other here, so people are hospitable, and it's a safe community.
Wow.
Cool.
That's good. I heard from TV news, Philippines had a big typhoon.
That's correct. Yes. The typhoon hit the Cebu, as well as some places in Davao. Those are in the lower part of the Philippines.
So are you guys okay?
Mhm.
Do you guys have any damage?
No, here in Luzon, we're safe. But right now, a lot of Filipinos in Visayas and Mindanao areas doesn't have any electricity or water, so they are still devastated with the effect of the typhoon.
Wow.
So Yuki is taking class from Saraya and other teacher, and other teacher is from Cebu. He lives in Cebu, so she can't contact him. She hasn't been able to contact
Sorry.
him.
There's no electricity there right now.
I heard his older brother, he's safe, but his house is broken.
Yes, that's true.
Well, that's too bad. I hope he's okay.
You've heard Yuki-chan that he is safe, right?
Yes,
He's
yes.
safe, but there's no means of communication because there's no internet and electricity.
Yes,
And
that's right. He can't use smartphone and line. I can't contact him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I hope he gets the electricity soon.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. So, today, we would like to talk about like raising a child or children in a different country. So Precious has done it. So we want to ask lots of questions.
Yes. We lived in the United States for almost 3 years, between 2000, 2018, early 2018 until late 2020. So my husband went there at Brigham Young, went to the US at Brigham Young University to take his master's degree. And that's the first time that our family went outside the Philippines.
Oh.
My husband studied at Brigham Young University in Hawaii. That's where Natsuki-chan went.
Right.
But he brought with him our entire family, and that's a big step of faith and also difficulty for our family.
Right.
It stretched us very much.
Yeah. Well, you were able to speak English before you went to America, right?
That is correct, but I have no practice.
Oh.
I understand English, but really like practicing every day is something that we don't usually do. I think also in different countries, even in Korea and Japan. So practicing English every day improves your vocabulary, your confidence, and your ability to express what you're thinking on what you're feeling.
Right. Like different, like even you're in US, like different parts, like the people, like they speak differently, like they use different words or expressions. So
yes, definitely,
that's true.
And how old are your children?
When we went there,
right now or when we
right
went
now or when we went there.
So, you growing up your children at US. How old are they?
when they were in the US or now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we went to the US, my oldest son just turned 4, and my youngest is 10 months old.
Wow.
Wow, really?
Yes, they're very young.
Oh.
So it's such a stretch. It's a stretch for our family.
So how long did you have like after you like gave birth?
So
when did you get the when did you guys
so my
decide to do
eldest
babies?
one is 4 years old, and then I got pregnant when he was 3. So I gave birth before he turned 4. And then I have 3 boys, and the youngest one right now is 2 years old. So he was born in the US, and then we came home in the Philippines last year. He was 1 year old.
Wow. So you had 2 kids when you went to America for the first time. Then you gave another one. Okay.
All boys.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah. So any questions for her, Yuki?
So, I think that is very different to birth another country. So I can't think another country I will make baby. So you think afraid or feeling different?
Yes. When I got pregnant in the US, the first month I cried very hard because I want to eat Filipino food and I cannot find it. You know, when you're pregnant and you think about this delicious food that is your comfort food. And then in the US, if you want to taste Filipino food like Jollibee, we have to drive 4 hours one way. So it's very far, and my husband is always busy. He's a student and he's also working. So I have no hope of getting the food that I want. And so I was really crying. I'm so frustrated. It's hard.
Yeah, so sad.
And then, but giving birth in the US, their facilities are really good. And you know, we have good insurance as well. Like we availed student insurance, which is required when you're studying abroad. Natsuki-chan knows this.
Right.
And we paid, I think, $1,600 for all the bill for me and my son giving birth there. But the rest is paid by the student insurance that we're paying every month.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Well, that's really cheap, right?
$1,600. Yeah.
Wow. How much did you spend like for giving a birth in Japan, Yuki?
30万、40万。
Or 3,000 to 4,000?
Dollars? US dollars?
Yeah.
Oh, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Wow. And the insurance doesn't cover it, right?
So only 25万、30万。
Also, the insurance covers like 2,000 to 2,500.
Yeah.
So they cover a little bit, but you still have to pay 1,000 to 1,500.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So expensive, I think.
So that's why it's hard for us to give birth in Japan. Okay. So do you think it was a good thing to raise kids in the US for like 3 years?
There are positive. I think it's like 50%, 50%.
Right.
There are some benefits and there are also some take back. Or I feel that the very hard or the challenging part when you move to another country is the transition mode.
Right.
The first year is the hardest. You adjust with the culture, the weather, the food. Natsuki-chan knows this. She lived different places here in everywhere. So that's the hardest part. But I feel like what I enjoyed living in the US is the immense availability of library and activities for children. They have really good materials for learning, and the teachers are really positive and kind. That's what I love about educational system there.
Yes.
Here in the Philippines, or probably most of Asian countries, teachers are more strict and they give tons of homework.
Right.
But in the US, they are more efficient in giving what is necessary for the kids. And if the children is left behind for some reason, for example, their language is not as good as other students if they are bilingual, they provide teachers that can speak the language. That's what I appreciate. And if you want your son or your daughter to enroll in a Chinese school, even if they're American, they have a special section where you can put your children there and they can learn Chinese.
Cool.
And they provide the materials for your children.
For free?
For free, yes. In the US, most of the public schools are free until high school.
Wow, really?
Cool.
Yes. And the school system is really good. You can choose either if you want your child to be online or homeschooled. They can go to school.
Wow.
If you want extracurricular activities for your children, then you're going to pay for it. But most of the time, they will pay for it. The government will provide materials for your children.
Oh,
True. Yeah. If immigrants are having hard time learning language, yes, they have someone, to help you. And also, some people are having hard time reading, like they just don't have the ability, then they get help as well. It's really nice. Like in Japan, we have to study in the same classroom, we have to take the same tests, and we have to listen to teachers, do homeworks, and graduate at the same time, but it's totally different.
yes, that's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, we don't have to graduate at the same time. We can learn, paces. Everybody has different pace. Pacing is different.
If I may add, in my own perspective, I feel like I appreciate some of the things that we do here in Asia. Like we help our students become more disciplined and not to be spoon-fed. Like what I notice in the US is, since they cater so much the child, their needs, sometimes the children just stays in that box and they don't strive to achieve the best that they can. You know what I mean? Like here in Asia, you have to, if you're slow, you have to study harder. You have to keep up. I listened to the Facebook Live the previous time when Natsuki-chan is attending swimming class. She's only in second grade, but she's with other middle school's children, but she needs to keep up. That's what I appreciate in Asia. Like you have to toughen up. You have to do your best, not to be catered in the limits that you have. That is something that I also like in Asia.
That's interesting prospect.
Yeah.
Any comments, Yuki?
But I don't imagine. I think my son's kindergarten, every children same education and same play. So, and I think there is very big issue in Japanese education.
And also, like, I'm going to a language school right now, and I meet, people from different countries, and Asians, well, especially Japanese, like we are good at studying, like we know how to study, but the Europeans, Like they say, oh, we don't know how to study. That's what they say. I'm like, oh. But I think that's true because they have, they have freedoms like in classroom. Like in America, they have like stations and you can choose what they want to do.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
But in Japan, there's only one thing we have to study about, There's no choice. So we have to study.
Yes, in Japan, international school is same way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have that.
Oh, so even they go to international school, they are about the same?
Yeah, same grade and same study.
That's sad.
So, Precious, you study at Philippines school, and you feel different way at US. How are you feeling that?
You mean like, yes, I studied here in the Philippines, and I also studied in an online school based in the US.
Yeah.
You want me to compare the difference based on my experience?
Yes.
Yes.
For me, I love that I can be as flexible as I want to be in the US curriculum. Like what Natsuki Chan said, that there are different options that you can choose from, and you can choose which one you feel like you can express yourself more, you're interested more. Compared in the Philippines, that there's only one class that you have to attend, even if you're not interested at all, you have to get good grades.
Yeah.
So I feel like the education system needs to change, or to adapt to the modernization of what is needed right now, and that is to tailor fit the education based on the needs and the passion of each child.
I see. That's good.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like our education hasn't changed since like my mom's age, grandma's age, So it's just old style.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
got it.
Yeah. So we have to modernize. Yeah, that's totally agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, but how? That's the difficult thing. But yeah. So let's see.
Another thing to growing up children. So about hospital system or another thing, or something. How are you feeling? Big difference.
In terms of hospitals and medical
Yes, for
lines,
children.
I feel like it's way better, particularly I think because their children are funded very well in the US. For example, when we were there, dental checkup and dental procedures from 0 to 18 years old is free.
Oh, really?
Yes. Even if you are an immigrant, or if you are a student and you have children,
Wow.
you can bring your children to a dental clinic that is approved by the government, and they will do everything. They will do filling, cleaning, everything that your child needs until they're 18 years old. Just bring them there, and they will be taken care of.
That's great.
They also have, for children ages 0 to 5 years old, they have this program they called it WIC, or Women in Farm
Yeah.
Children. Natsuki-chan knows this because in Hawaii,
Yes.
couples that have children will go to WIC,
Right.
and they have supplies of cheese, meat,
Eggs.
milk, eggs, yes, cereals, to make sure that the children are well nourished. And at school, they are provided breakfast and lunch every day for free, or for a very minimum fee.
So I had U.S. Hospital is very expensive, and I believe that.
True. Yes. Yes.
Like people don't go to the hospitals; they go to the doctors first.
Yes.
They have they have a doctors for themselves. Like
I see.
they have to go to a doctor first. Then if you need to go to the hospital, you can get the recommendation.
Oh.
So Japanese people say, "Oh, I need to go to the hospital all the time."
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
If you say that,
your
they'll be
culture.
be like, what happened? Are you okay? It's a big deal to them.
Yeah.
So if you go to a different country, I mean, like, especially like America, don't say that. Like, well, I need to go see a doctor. That's what you.
Yes, that's the first step.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If you went to the hospital, that means like you called the ambulance.
Wow.
Yeah.
In addition, Yuki-chan, yes, health and fitness is expensive in the US because insurance is way expensive. Like, for example, when we were students there, a family insurance for one semester is $1,800. It's per semester. So how many semesters in 1 year? Like 4, because you have winter, spring, summer, and winter. So can you imagine that if you're a student, you have to pay for that. And then every time you will go on checkup, you have to pay $10 on top of the insurance that you're paying. And then you have to pay also for the medicines, if they will prescribe medicines, and also laboratories, laboratory exams.
Wow.
So yeah, it's expensive.
It's very
so expensive. So in Japan, we spend 30% for hospital.
Yeah. We like everybody. Well, maybe 90%, 99%.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Japanese people have insurance.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are all taken care of. And
Yes,
old people. Yeah, old people now pay 10%.
30.
Old people too?
Yes. All people 10%.
Right? Yeah.
Only
people,
10%.
Yeah, don't have to pay much.
Yes.
And some district, they don't have kids are free till 18? 12?
No, 12 or 15.
15. Yeah. So, yeah, it's important. Like good insurance helps people to, like want to go to the hospital or doctors. Yeah.
I think Japanese people are so afraid to spend very, very higher from Japan to doctor and hospital. Japanese people so afraid to move to US.
What's the first word? What?
So Japanese people thinking so afraid to move US.
Because
not safety and so expensive to spend doctor and hospital.
They don't feel safe.
Yes.
They feel dangerous. They think it's
I think so.
like,
I think so.
Okay. So it's scary to, well, it's very scary because you don't know the language. So if you get sick, you can't explain what's going on.
Yeah.
That will be very difficult. That's true. Yeah. When I first get to America, like I think after 6 months of like staying in America, I fell like on the rock. It's really bad. It was really bad. And yeah, I had to go to the hospital this time. Like not the doctor, hospital.
Yeah.
And I got checked out, and and I got lots of bills for that.
Yeah.
Very, very expensive. Like I thought it like I paid everything, but they sent me like so many bills,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they don't come at once. Like they send us like a lot of letters. It was very scary because I didn't understand what was going on. Yeah.
So, but today I had some pleasures. So I believe every people spend a lot of money for doctor, but children's is free. So that's good news for me.
So yeah. So in that case, like you don't have to worry about, if they get sick, you don't have to worry about like paying a lot of money or, so it's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. So do you think, do you have any other things that like was difficult for you to raise kids in the US?
First, I have to apologize because if you can hear outside, there's a band. It's Christmas season in the Philippines. It's stretched until the 1st of January. So there are still some carolings outside. But to answer the question of Natsuki-chan, you asked what are the difficulties of raising children in the US. First, I feel like since we are Asian and we have this culture, I will give you an example. Here in the Philippines, if you want to play with your neighbor, then you just show up in their house in the morning or in the afternoon, and then you call your friend, and then they will go outside and you will play with your friend. That was pre-pandemic. That's what my children are used to. When we went to the US, it's a big adjustment for us because it needs to have a play date. You have to set an appointment to the mom and tell them, hey, my child wants to play with your son. Is it okay if we can arrange a play time with your kid or your child? And then they have to agree. With you two have to negotiate what's the time, where's the location. And when the time is up, even if they're not yet done playing, you have to say goodbye to your friend. That's a big adjustment for us Asians when we moved there, because as a new people in the community, everyone is uncomfortable meeting a new person, and we are Asians, and probably they're scared if we know how to speak English or differences in culture. So for the first 6 months, it's very frustrating for my son because he would say, why can't I go outside? Why can't I just show up? Why can't I play with that kid? And usually people in the US are busy. They're all working.
Right.
Another example that I have to learn in a hard way was during play date in Asia, in my culture in the Philippines. As a sign of respect and gratitude, you bring treats, you bring food to the place, to the house where you're having a play date. And I didn't know it's a no-no in their culture.
Because they might have allergies.
Yes, and I'm so naive. I didn't know. It's my first time, and so they felt a little bit taken aback, a bit offended that I brought Asian food to them because they don't know the ingredients and it's uncomfortable to them. And for me, I was also shocked that that culture is not appreciated because here in the Philippines, if you do that, they will be happy. They will invite you sometime. Is it the same in Japan?
These days, I think it's becoming more like America because people, we don't know if they have allergies or not, so we have to be careful with that, right?
I think so. Yes, I think so.
When I was young, it was like that. Like in Philippines, same. Like we brought, like my mom baked cakes and, well, take it with you, kind of thing. Like we did that all the time.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, things are changing.
So now many Japanese children have allergy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you guys are okay if they might have allergies, but do you still take the candies or like snacks in Philippines?
In the Philippines, we don't usually have allergies. I'm a nurse. I work in the hospital and I have a lot of family members, but very rare that children have allergies with pastries or sweets. Usually it's the seafoods like crabs and sometimes chicken. Those are the common allergies in the Philippines.
Wow.
How about in Japan? What are the common allergies? Peanuts, I guess.
Yes.
Well, Yuki has lots of allergies.
Yes, nuts and fruits or eggplant.
Eggplant.
Yes, and something. So I can't eat. And my mother, she can't eat crab or some seafood. And my younger brother, he have allergy about fruits. And my daughter, she's younger time. She can't eat egg. She have allergy. But now cure.
Yeah, there are a lot of people have allergies with like flour, eggs, and milk, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gluten.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
And dairy products.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I believe I'm allergic to coffee.
Wow.
Yeah. Like if I drink coffee, I get headache.
Wow.
And I don't feel good. So.
Some Japanese people have Japanese noodles, soba. That have heavy allergy. Japanese noodle.
True. Yeah, we have. I think because we eat a lot of different stuff. Yeah, like different kind of flours, different kind of milk, different kind of like meat, vegetables. That's why we have more. Like we have highly risks.
Yeah, I think so. So in Japan, we eat some chemical foods.
Chemical foods, so that's true.
And sometimes it's hereditary, right? So if you marry someone with allergy and you also have allergy, and of course the children will have more allergies than their parents because it's a combination.
Right.
I have a lot of allergy, but my husband he have no allergy. My daughter she have some allergy, but my son have no allergy.
Yes, it depends on the genes that they get.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so one last question. Let's see, which one should I do it? Okay. So your sons are bilinguals, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. So I heard you guys, well, they are speaking English to each other.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, even though in Philippines, Tagalog is the native language, they speak
That's
to each
right.
other in English. That's
Yes,
cool.
yes. Mhm.
And what do you do to help your kids become bilingual? Like, what did you do to help your kids become bilinguals?
Mhm. First and foremost, here in the Philippines, it's normal for someone to speak 4 different languages. 4 to 5. For example, I speak 4 different languages and my husband speaks 5. Because growing up, usually our parents will teach us different language in their province. We have, I think, 88 different dialects in the Philippines. And so if your mother lives in this province and your father lives in a different province, the two of them have different language and they will teach it to their children. And right now we're teaching our kids Tagalog. We speak to them in Tagalog. And their grandparents, their cousins speaks Tagalog as well. But due to the lockdown, it's a bit challenge for us to expose them to different children and different family members. So how we reinforce the Tagalog is speaking to them in Tagalog. They understand it, but they respond in English at this time. They don't feel pushed or they have to. But, when they're playing with their cousins that cannot speak English, they try to speak Tagalog. They are forced to speak Tagalog to them. And I think I'm looking forward when this pandemic is over, when my kids can really push themselves the Asian way. Like, do it, deal with it, you can do it. You know the Asian way, right?
Yeah. I think it's Filipino way because we're Asians, but we are not doing that. Yeah. We're very shy. When we study languages, we don't speak. We just try to memorize.
I think so.
Right?
I have to say this, that I really love how your school, your method, I really love it because I taught English many years ago in a Korean kids camp.
Okay.
And we use textbooks. We use memorized phrases. And it doesn't work that way. If you go outside the world, you will still feel afraid because it's not real. Like if someone asks you a question, you will think which one in the memorized phrase respond.
Right.
Oh, I'm so scared. I don't know what they're gonna ask. But if you're doing everyday conversational English in a free-flowing manner where you're comfortable with the environment and and the instructor or the teacher is very accepting and accommodating and loving, you'll have confidence to express yourself and you will say, I know what to say. I've been doing this every day for 20 minutes every day. I know how to do it. I'll go and do and express myself in a manner that I know.
Right.
That's what I believe in that method and I love it.
Yeah, confidence is more like the most important thing. Like memorizing words and phrases, that's good. But if they can't use it, it doesn't mean anything, Yeah. So, and also if you start having confidence in their, what they're saying, they don't care if they make mistakes or not. Yeah.
And it's part of the learning. Making mistake. Make as much mistake as you can, but you have to learn from it. It's
then you
fine
can
to make
get help.
mistakes.
Yeah. Someone can help you. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's so true.
So I want to encourage all the viewers of this Facebook Live to try it, even just for 1 month, and see if there's no result. If you feel that it's not helping you at all, then stop. But I guarantee you will love it. You will have one of the student that I have just posted on Facebook that she's been with me for 2 months and she posted today how much she's loving it and how much she feels comfortable expressing herself and talking to someone like a friend to her. And that is something that is unique in the method that Natsuki-chan is introducing. And I feel like everyone should try it.
Yeah.
I invite everyone to please try it.
Yeah, like
That's
I
good.
really believe that like sound comes first. You know, if you learn sounds, you can learn languages faster and you will build confidence faster, you know. So yeah, memorizing, it takes long.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, you'll be able to use it later on, but if you don't know the sound, you can communicate. It's difficult.
And I also noticed, since I had experience teaching English to using textbook, the method of Natsuki-chan, where you have exercise in the facial muscle,
Right.
I noticed that the students are better in pronunciation, really better in pronunciation compared
Yeah.
to those that didn't had facial exercise.
Mhm.
How they pronounce, much better, clearer.
Right. And that makes it look like they're better than like what their real level is, right?
Definitely,
Yeah.
yes.
Even though they're like beginners, they sound better, so we can
Yes,
say,
I've noticed that.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you intermediate? No, I'm a beginner. Isn't that cool?
Definitely.
Yeah. So Yuki, did you feel that as well? Like
Yeah,
when you
that's I think so, and that is true. And I want to communicate using English, so I don't need like textbook. So I want to communicate.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, there's no one answer. Like any answer is right. Yeah. If you want to say it, that's what you need to say. What? Then yeah. Talking to someone, that partner can understand you or not, doesn't matter. If you want to say something and say it, that's all that matters, you know.
That's
They
true.
can ask
Yeah.
questions. If they don't understand, they can ask questions. That's okay. Yeah. Ask, you were asked by someone, that's okay. Like that doesn't mean like you are bad. Right? Like anybody can ask questions. If you have questions, just ask questions. Don't get offended. Yeah. Well,
so
yeah.
time is over.
Yeah, we had a really good talk. Like it was really, really interesting. You had to come back, Precious.
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
I have to ask my husband to babysit again.
Yay. Please.
Sure.
Well, we went to the same school, so he should be able to
I know he needs to
let you
support.
go. Yeah. Did he graduate before me or I graduated before him?
He graduated 2011.
Oh, so I'm the senior. Well, he has to listen to me.
Yes. And he's very supportive. He's
Yeah.
100% into it. And he
That's
knows how
good.
much I love my students. I really love them.
Oh.
Particularly, I enjoy getting to know them, understanding their needs, and seeing them improve every day, every week. And it is a pleasure to me. It is something that I am passionate about. And it's not work at all for me. It is not
like
work.
I usually, hire someone I know, but I've never met her before. But because she was so passionate and she understood like what my goals are, and we had some, common ideas. So yeah, and she's really good to students.
I think so.
Yeah. She listens really well. Like teachers has to have the skill to listen to the students. A lot of teachers just speak and teach from the books, that it's not, doesn't help much. So yeah, I tell every teacher to be students' friends. And she's
Yes,
doing that.
definitely.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming. And yeah, we'll invite you again.
Thank you so much
So
for
please
having
come
me.
back next month
Thank
or
you so
next
much.
year. Yeah. So happy holidays and happy new year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
はい。
はい。
というわけで、私は初めましてだったんですけど、プレシャス先生、めっちゃ情熱的な先生じゃないですか。
そうなんですよ。
うん。
だから、どっちかというと、すごい私寄りなの分かります？
わかります。そういうテンションでした。
そうなんですよ。だから、最初にそのお話しさせてもらった時にも、すごいこの感じで来てくれて、この人だったら、ね、うちの生徒さんたちを楽しませてくれるだろうなと思って、ぜひお願いします。
先生の方から生徒のことを知ろうと思ってあれだけ歩み寄ってくれたら、こちらも恥ずかしがらずにいっぱい失敗できるから、すごい、勉強はかどりそう。勉強っていうかね、その、コミュニケーションがすごいはかどりそうです。
そうなんですよ。で、プラスやっぱり自分がね、さっきも言ってたけど、やっぱりアメリカでいろんなことを失敗しながら学んできたっていうのがあるから、ね、もともと英語は喋れるんですよ。私たちのスタートとかもちろん違いますけど、でもそれでも苦しいんだっていうことは、私たちね、ゼロから始めてるんだから、そりゃ苦しいですよねっていうのをやっぱり分かってくれている人がやってくれているってすごい大きいですよね。あとなんか私、今聞いてて、フィリピンの方って、やっぱりいろんな言葉を後からまた覚えなきゃいけなかったりするから、なんか私からするとね、自分の実の子供に言葉を教えるってすごく難しいことなんですよ。子供に勉強とか何かを教えるってすごい難しいんだけど、それを日常的にやっている国の人なんだっていうのが分かって、だから、ナチュラルなコミュニケーションの中でテキストを使わずに、何かを教えるっていうことに、みんなが慣れてる国の人なんですね。 確かにそうですね。
日本人って子供に言語を教えないですからね。
いや、教えたら喧嘩になりますよね。
なります。私、娘にプログラムを教えるのとかもすごい苦手です。喧嘩になりそうってなって教えられないんですけど。
無理です。
でも日常的にグランマとかグランパから言葉を教わり、自分の両親から言葉を教わりっていうことが起きていたら、なんかこう、あれじゃないですか、ご近所コミュニティとかでも、うちの子にはこうやって言葉を教えてるとかっていう会話が普通にあるってことですよね。
だからもうさっきも言ってたけど、やっぱり距離近いって言ってましたもんね、ご近所さんたちともね。だそういうのがいいですよね。
まあでも子供同士の行き来って確かに言われてみると日本ってなんかいつの間にかだいぶ西洋的なコミュニケーションになってきましたね。
いやなんかちょっと寄ってましたよね。確かに。
言われてみれば確かに今子供をね、ちゃんとアポイントメント取るし、おもたせるし、
そうなんだ。
やっぱり変な食べ物出さないし、ちゃんと LINE とかでやり取りするし、何時に返しますとかね、電話でやり取りするとか、今だと LINE だけど。あります。勝手に変なもん食わせないです。
まあでもそれはね、確かに怖いですよね。責任持てないですよね、ちょっとね。
なんか面白いですね。
面白いですね。やっぱ学びって本当いいですね。なんか、ね。でも家族と学ばないっていうのはすごい私はすごいわかります。やっぱりね、それを日本で、もちろんできる人もいると思うけど、やっぱり家族間で反発っていうのが起きてしまって、それで嫌いになってしまうっていうことがあると、ね、頑張ってほしいって思っている親御さんの気持ちがちゃんと伝わらないから、すごいもったいなくなっちゃうから、そういう時はね、一回その人に任せるってことをしてもいいのかなと思いますよね。
ですね。ちょっとフィリピンみたいにみんなでそれぞれがやっていて集合値があればいいんですけど、日本はちょっとそういうところが弱いかもしれないです。
で、会話から多分学んでるじゃないですか、フィリピンの人は。でも私たち多分教科書的な教え方になっちゃうじゃないですか。
ですね。なんかテキスト持ってきて、はい、このドリルやりましょうみたいなのになっちゃいますね。
そう。うちの妹も私が英語大好きで中学校入った時に教えたら、すっごい嫌われました、私。
やっぱりね。難しいですね。
めちゃめちゃ楽しいんですけど、でも、マジやだ、本当わかんないから、本当やめてくれるっつって言われて、もうそれから私が英語を教えることは禁止されました。
なんかわかる気がします。日本でのコミュニケーション。
そうだからね、もっと話すっていうところにフォーカスして伝えられる人たちがもっと増えてくれたら本当ね、楽しくなりますよね。
ですね。ね、プレッシャス先生、すごい上手なというか、綺麗な英語をお話になってたので、またぜひ番組出ていただきたいですね。
そう。でもね、多分話すようになってより、多分彼女の英語もより綺麗になった気がします。
なるほど。
やっぱり私たちが、アメリカ英語じゃないですか。もともと、フォニックス筋トレも。なので、そっちに寄ってきてるなってさっき気づきました、私。
なるほど。
あ
んまり訛りのない英語でしたね。
最初はね、すごいあったんですよ。
フィリピン訛りありましたか？
そうなんです、あったんです。なんですけど、抜けてました。
アメリカ英語でした。
ねすごい綺麗になってました。
私ね、やっぱりなんでしょう、日本人だからかわかりませんけど、フィリピン訛りの英語の方が実は聞きやすいんですね。
まあ、わかります。
カナダ人の英語とかすごくわからんってなるんですけど、これからプレッシャー先生についていって、私ももっと綺麗な英語にしたいなと思いました。
ねぜひぜひ楽しんで、またね、その報告も教えてください。
はい。さあ、そんなわけで、夏木とゆきの Make It Possible お別れの時間が近づいてまいりました。次回の放送は年明け1月5日水曜日の18時からお送りいたします。はい。夏木先生、今日の告知は何でしょ
う？今日は、特にそんなにないんですけど、一つ、皆さん、新年の目標立てましたでしょうかということで。
立てましたでしょうか。
ね、目標の立て方ってすごく大事だってことを今までのね、放送でもお伝えしてきたと思うんですが、その方法をね、公開しようと思います。はい。なので、動画をね、撮ってあるので、その動画を、今年中に投稿したいなと思いますので、ぜひね、この YouTube チャンネル登録して、新しい投稿をね、お待ちいただければなと思います。この通りにしっかり目標が立てられると、来年ワクワクして、そのゴールをね、達成できる方法をね、わかるようになりますので、ぜひご覧ください。
はい。ぜひぜひ皆さん、チャンネル登録忘れずにしておいてください。はい。
加藤さんは？
はい。そして、私はもう年内の講演が今日で終わりましたので、引き続きありがとうございます。今月は8回あったので、とても多かったです。そして引き続き毎朝10分間生配信中、上からラジオです。朝6時半頃からスタンド FM というメディアでお送りしています。でね、私も新年の目標を立てて、それを叶えるために必要なことっていうのを毎日今喋ってるんですよ。はい。なので、よかったら私の番組のアーカイブも見ていただけると、さらに目標が叶いやすくなると思いますので、なんかね、私たちこうして同じようなことをリンクしてやっていくんだな。
そうなんですよね。
なので、ぜひぜひ皆さんにお聞きいただきたいと思います。
これは年末年始もずーっとやってるんですか？
はい、やります。多分元旦の朝もやるんじゃないでしょうか。わかりませんけど、元旦はのんびりやるかもしれないし、新年は長めのライブとかやるかもしれないですけど、まだ計画中です。頑張っていきたいと思います。はい、そんなわけでこの番組面白いと思っていただいた方は YouTube の高評価とチャンネル登録をぜひお願いいたします。今年の放送はこれで最後というわけで、来年も皆様にお会いできるのを楽しみにしております。ここまでのお相手は
Natsukiと
ゆうきでした。コメント来ました。さんちゃん、すごい楽しみですね。ということで、さんちゃんも来年もよろしくお願いします。よろしくお
願いいたします。皆さん、今年はね、ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。ぜひぜひ。
よろしくお願いします。
来年もよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。